Let's look at some of the editing tools in DynaSCAPE Design. DynaSCAPE has editing tools for everything that you need to do. Just like the drawing tools, these tools were created to help you design. Included are multiple trimming tools for trimming and extending lines. There's also tools for repetitive tasks to save you time. One of the things that you'll notice with the editing tools, just like with the drawing tools, is that they're smooth, they're also efficient, and because it's CAD, they're accurate, and DynaSCAPE's editing tools are easy to use. Let's look at some of the editing tools in DynaSCAPE Design. One of the simplest tools is actually just the grips that are built into every object or line segment. These grips allow you to manipulate the line to whichever way you like. In this case, I can bend this line into a curve. DynaSCAPE also has a number of editing tools for trimming lines and extending lines, and they're all found in the Edit toolbox. And there's actually quite a number of trim tools that you can use, and I can just pull this toolbox down to reveal all the different trim tools that you can use. I'm just going to show you a couple of them. The most basic one would be this trim tool, which allows you to clip lines back to other lines like that. There's also another tool to actually extend lines. So say for instance I want to extend this line across over to here. I can do that with that tool. I can also use a tool to trim these two line segments, my road and my property line, to a corner intersection. This tool here allows me to select this line and that line and join them together as a corner. DynaSCAPE also has tools to help you do things like draw parallel lines. For example, on this drawing here, if I wish to add a coping around this pool that was, say, 1 foot wide, I would choose my offset tool, choose my offset distance, say 1 foot wide for my coping, click on my coping or pool edge. It'll draw me a parallel line a foot away. I could then draw a 3-foot apron around the pool doing the same thing. If I wish to show the mortar joint of my coping, I could go to my figures library. I got a pavers library here with a coping symbol in it, or a mortar joint symbol in it that I could choose. I could select my offset figures tool, choose my offset distance. Say I want my mortar joints to be 1.4 feet apart, and then select my mortar joint and my pool edge, and it will draw every 16 inches a mortar joint around my pool. I can also use the same tool to create a hedge around the inside of my fence here and a retaining wall on the outside of my pool. First I need to create an offset line around my fence line for my hedge to go on. So I'll use my offset tool and I'll make it 1.5 feet away. Then I'll select my offset figures tool. I'll leave the default setting at 2'10" for my 3-foot hedge symbol. Click on my symbol, click on my line, and it drops the hedge on my line. I'll erase that and that. I don't need that anymore. Repaint the screen. I'll do the same thing for my rock wall here. I'll choose the offset figures tool and I'll make this 39 inches. Click on my rock, click on my line, drops it on top of that line. I can erase the line in the original figure. Now I've got my hedge drawn and my rock wall completed, all with the help of the offset figures tool. DynaSCAPE has many more tools to help you with repetitive tasks. For example, if I wanted to create a curved staircase out of this natural stone step, I would use my rotate tool, choose my offset angle, and the quantity of steps that I wanted to add. I click on my step and I can pull that and make the steps as loose or as tight as I wish. I can even click on it again and actually pull the steps towards the front and have it curve the other way. DynaSCAPE has many more tools like this to help you with those repetitive tasks.